So, a lot of college kids think that getting good grades is the most important thing while you're in college. But for me, that's simply just not the case. And I'm not going to say getting good grades is a bad thing either because that's not true either. But there is something that's so much more important while you're in college. But before I tell you what that is, imagine you and another recent graduate from college are trying to get the same exact job. You just found this job on LinkedIn and then you applied. But this other student is actually the roommate of the daughter of the hiring manager. Now, this is just a hypothetical, but really, who do you think is going to get that job? Or who do you think is at least more likely to get that job? Obviously, probably the other students, but a little bit more likely. And that's even if you had the same major and you had better grades. So I'm sure you're starting to get an idea of what it is I'm going to be talking about in this video, but that's going to be networking. Now, I know when I say networking, a lot of people think that's corny. I've heard it all before. But networking is so much more than really what a lot of people realize, in my opinion. So I'm going to talk about some of the benefits of my network and how you can build one for yourself. But the first way I built my network was applying for good experiences. Now, there's a few experiences I had in college that kind of grew my network. One was something called Nittany Data Labs. Now, this was a club at Penn State. I wasn't super involved or anything, but I did go to a few of the meetings. I went to their Discord server and talked a little bit. But the most important thing I did was meet somebody super smart in one of my classes, and we went to this Nittany Data Labs, and they put on a data fest once a year. So it's kind of like a data science like hackathon thing. But I participated with this kid. I think he had fun. I had a lot of fun. And we made a lot of great new friends from that experience. But we also got a lot of experience in what we want to do. And that's super beneficial for someone coming out of college and looking to get a job. Now, the second thing I did to build my network was just getting my foot in the door. So when I first got my internship, I was looking far and wide, basically for any internship that was looking for experience that I had. Now, this actually came for the company that I am ending up working for, and they were looking for somebody who had experience with Python, experience with R, some other things like Tableau, and a few of these other softwares that I knew how to use just from college or my previous experiences. Now, I didn't know how it would turn out, but the company that I was applying for was a great company, and I knew that. So if I could get my foot in the door, I can meet a lot of different people and I can see what I like, see what I don't like, and that's exactly what I did. So I went through my internship, and the managers who hired me knew that it wasn't really where I wanted to end up, the team or the role that I would be on. But through that internship, I was able to gain a lot of experience with different softwares. That's beneficial. I was able to meet a lot of different people in different teams and different roles that actually I wanted to be in when I graduated. So I just ask them a few questions. I say, "Oh, I'm a statistics major. That's really interesting. I'd love to chat sometime." Some of those people actually ended up meeting me for a half an hour, and just talking about what they did and how they got there. And that was so beneficial for me. I never would have had that if I didn't put myself out there, if I didn't get my foot in the door. But if you think this video is going to change the way you think about networking, give it a like right now. All right, but the third way that I built my network is trying to go above expectations, especially when you're working in a group project or a group setting. When you're working with people and they're counting on you for something, you don't only want to deliver that, but you really want to deliver above and beyond that. Because that does a few things. One, it makes them think of you as someone who does that. Now, that's important for multiple reasons, but not only does it help them out, it helps you out in the future as well. Because if there's a role that comes up or something, and somebody saw that you put in that extra effort at one point, they might actually recommend you for that role or that promotion or whatever it's going to be. So a lot of people think of what networking is actually people giving you things like, "Oh, this guy's going to give me this job," or "This guy's going to give me this raise." That's not what networking is. Networking is actually delivering and giving. And when in the future, when people see like all those things that you've done and all those little things that add up, they actually think of you first for those positions or those roles or promotions or really whatever it is. And now number four, one of my favorites, I just like to talk to people. I like to make new friends, even if it's a small interaction with somebody. I always try to be happy. Like, there's no reason to just be cold and, blank with people. Like, just talk to them. They're humans. They have thoughts and feelings just like you. So just go out and talk to them. But this fourth one is making friends with smarties. Now, what I mean by smarties is anybody that you see, you're like, wow, how did they get that so fast? And I'm first approach people for that because I'm like, dude, you're really good at this. Or you are amazing at this. How can I do this? How do you study? Like, can I study with you? I need something here. And actually, that's how I met some of my best friends in college. Just by going up to them and being like, "Hey, are you guys going to be studying for this class? Because I would love to study with you guys. You guys seem smart, and I just love to hang out a little bit if you don't mind." And that's how I got some of my greatest friendships. And, I still talk to some of these people down the line. So that was another beneficial way that you can build your network. It's just in your class, offer help, ask if anybody wants to get together and study, ask what they think about the class, ask what they think about the professors, just talk to people. That's how you build your network. And then finally, this one ties into some of the other ones I talked about in the past, but do favors for people. If somebody says, hey man, could you help me out? Like, I don't really know how to do this problem. Could you just tell me how you did it and then maybe we can get together in the future and study together? Yeah, sure. Just do it. I mean, it doesn't take that much time. And, maybe they excel better at something else than this class or whatever it is you're working on. And in the future, you can be like, hey man, I don't understand this. Can you help me? And they're going to say, yeah, of course. You helped me in the past. Why wouldn't I? So just do favors for people, reach out, help where you can. And in the future, that's always going to come back to you. That's just kind of how I see the world. And by no means, my network isn't like elite. Like, I'm not friends with Mark Zuckerberg and President Biden. What I can tell you is that I have a lot of people that I can count on if I need assistance, or even if I just want to talk about, like, hey man, how you doing? How's your job been? Are you liking it? Because I maybe want to get into a role like that, and I just want to see like what you think about it. That's so important for anybody who's young into a career and wants to get into a certain type of role, or just graduating college and not sure what you want to do. It's so important to have those people to talk to. So that's the first benefit. The second benefit is, like I said earlier, you're going to be top of mind anytime that you're giving and giving and giving, and you're helping people and you're talking with people and you're good friends with people. You're going to be on top of mind when they have a new role that comes up, or a new role in their company, or a new promotion, or even just to give assistance if you need it. And the next thing is expertise. You're going to have this network of people and you're going to know, oh, this guy's really good at this, or this girl's really good at this, or this girl has this type of role. And you can reach out and say, hey, how are you liking it? Or hey, could I have a little bit of assistance? You have a bunch of experts, or at least semi-experts, that you can ask questions and talk to and get a gauge on whether or not you would like a role, or how you would do this specific type of problem, or how you would code this. But that's another benefit of having some good friends that you make in college, or some good connections that you make in college. And then finally, favors. If you give people things and you give it to them multiple times, you're going to be the type of person that people are going to be more than happy to help with in the future. So that's the final benefit. So guys, go build your network, go talk to some people, go hang out, go into a chat room, go into a Discord, join a club, I don't care. Talk to your professors. Do whatever, just build your network. But even if you're not a statistics student like me, go ahead and watch this video next where I go over how I got my internship and how you can too. Even if you're not a statistics major, it's going to be a super helpful video, so I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for watching.